when you look at people, you can almost see when most or all people have given up on them. And that's when you're the most dangerous. So if you are out there and you're like, man, people giving up on me. Nobody believes I can do it. But when you find something in your life that pulls you as opposed to pushes you, and you allow the pull to be greater than the push, because the push means you'll never enjoy it. All right, guys, welcome to the first episode of Next Level Live. Welcome to 2025. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on.
Dude, are you serious? I thought it was, yeah, there you go, a little golf clap. I thought it was very fitting that we should do this together. Number one, I'm in Vegas, so that's awesome. But also, from a perspective standpoint, you've been here from before the first day. Yeah. If you will, and I want to go over a few changes that are happening in the industry and kind of speak on them, and I want to hear your thoughts on them as well. I do want to thank every single person that has any affiliation with Family First Life for what they do, because without people selling policies, whether you sold 1, 1,000, you're a Hall of Fame producer, you're part-time, you're full-time, you have 1 agent on your team, no agents on your team, 200 agents on your team, 500 agents on your team, we're beyond appreciative for every single thing you do. And I think one of the reasons we've been so successful as a company is that the things we encourage people to do, we've always done. The thing about you, Andrew, is you sold insurance. Thus, you had an opinion on, and I think an earned right to talk about it. It's funny, if you look back a number of years ago, there were not a lot of former NFL players coaching at a high level. And now it's like, dude, there's a lot more. And I've always said this forever. I'm always like, all I know is if people have done it, if they've done it, I'm listening when they talk about it.
Yeah.
If they've not done it, I'm here, and if it's my job, I'm going to punch the clock. I'm going to do my job. I'm always going to do my work. Don't worry about me. But don't be like pulling me aside trying to help me become better at what we're doing. You ain't never done it, And so I think for us, when you look at the amount of agents, the amount of premium, you asked me the other day how many people we serve. It's millions. Mm-hmm. Millions of American families that we have sat in front of or called on the phone now or had a Zoom call with, that their family's now protected and they weren't before they met us.
Yeah.
And that's unbelievable. I can't even explain to you what that feels like, So when you look at if I were to ask you to describe the last 11 years and kind of summarize some thoughts on Family First Life last 11 years, and where you think we're going now, how would you describe that or summarize that for us?
I would say that the last 11 years, I would say the stars aligned to set us up to be in this position to help this many people.
Okay.
I think we started off with, let's go help people. Mm-hmm. And I always tell people, when I was 10, my dad died. My mom had no job. She had to get 3 jobs. And then the first person that came to the house, I'm pretty sure I told you this.
Yep.
First person that came to the house was a life insurance agent. So she could get a $10 a month policy so that if something happened to her, that's what she was thinking about. Mm-hmm. That the 4 kids, I don't know, we wouldn't be in foster care or something, Mm-hmm. So everybody that I went to go see, or everybody that I talked to, or every training that I had, I always had this thing where I was like, okay, what if I'm going to talk to this person like they're my mom or my sibling. And I think by doing that, we've been able to help a lot of people, man. And it's been cool. And the reward of that is they've been paid well. Mm-hmm. And then on the flip side of that, when it comes to training, I think we have a lot of people that help everybody. So Zach Twardowski helps a bunch of people that he doesn't get paid for that work with me. And I help people that work with other teams. They come
Correct.
In the office, they call me. So I think we also have this environment of okay, let's just help people and then not just worry about what am I getting out of it? So I've enjoyed working here, man. The other thing is like this is a place where it's a lot of underdogs. Like I always say, like, dude, I don't think I was ever supposed to make this much money.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know another industry or place that I could have done that. A lot of people that they come from nothing. They they have a history of like something crazy happening in their lives. They come here and they're like, oh, you know, they find this way to find purpose, help people, make money, take care of their family. And then the other thing is like, okay, if you get older, where do you go meet?
Which you're getting older, Drew.
Which I'm getting older.
Just saying, 35.
Yeah, 35.
You're not the young pup anymore.
I'm not, yeah. But like, where do you go to be around people that want to make money in business, do good, make a difference? Where do you go? The bar?
I guess. I'm sober, but yeah, I guess.
Maybe the bar. I don't know. It's like, where do you go? But the environment that we work in, it's just a bunch of people that they're entrepreneurs. They want to make money. They want to do good. And to me, this is a good environment that I want to be in, you know?
I don't know how I never knew you went to VVCC, Victor Valley Community College.
Mm-hmm.
And when you got your life insurance license, you were taking some courses. Maybe I'm going to like look into psychology. I'm working at the grocery store, trying to figure it out. And you said something because it's funny because I've always felt that way. Like when you look at, I remember when we lived in Dodgetown Apartments when I was young, and it was Dodgetown Apartments. Actually, I don't know why it was Dodgetown Apartments. It was like, come on, I don't know. Like it was on East Patagonia Road, and I'll never forget, you drive up Dodgetown Apartments, they had two sides. You could go right, half the units were over there. You go left, half the units are over there.
Fork in the road.
But it was like literally exact same amount of units. So me and my brother, my buddy McFadden, we lived on one side. And it was like, you didn't have no money if you lived there. You know what I mean? You didn't like, and the other side was a lot of guys that were a little bit older, and a lot of like we played ball, but we're the only ones on our side that were athletic, and then they had all these athletes over there. And I'll never forget, I was probably 10, maybe 11, and this kid Joey from the other side, they had all the cool stuff over there. They had like a little bike track, they made a little woods, and they were like, they wanted us to play football with them. Well, understanding that I got my brother who's good, I certainly could play. McFadden was an animal. Have you met McFadden?
Yeah.
Okay, he played. He was on my side. Okay. But then I had like all these other guys were like, dude, like we don't play sports. We don't want to play sports. We have no desire to play sports. Like just leave us out of it. So one day, I don't even know what it was, they challenged us at like 10 to a wiffle ball game. So I was like, all right, wiffle ball, perfect. Like, nobody's gonna hit y'all. And I would have practices every day after school, wiffle ball practices. So I would take them up there. I would hit ground balls in the asphalt to them, tell my brother what to do, scream at McFadden, and then we would just like pitch, take batting practice. We had one yellow bat, one wiffle ball. If it broke, we taped it. We had no money. We'd tape it back up, get used to it. So we do this for like a month. Practice every day. And then Joey and all his buddies are like, all right, we're going to play on whatever day. We're going to kill you guys. And I'd be like, Joey, I'm going to smack taste out of your mouth if you keep talking shit. And then he would stop talking shit. But they knew they had a bunch of guys that played ball all the time. And we had 3 of us. So it was like 3 against 9, okay? The other 6 were great guys. Great in debate club, I bet. Great, probably well-read, but definitely not athletic. And, dude, we won this game, okay? And a couple of kids were crying. And they were like 11 or 12. And I was like, are you okay? And they're like, yeah, we've never won anything before. And I'll never forget, like, how it felt to be around people that, like, I played slow pitch softball, which is embarrassing. So if you're a grown man, you play slow pitch softball, stop. But I did for a year, competitive, traveled the country. And I was on this team of they were my friends, but a bunch of idiots. And I was drinking at the time. We'd go to this, it was in Montville. We'd beat everybody. We'd win the championship. And this guy from a gas station, a Getty gas station called Rinaldi's, it was Getty. We played their team. And we're killing them because they're not good. And one of the guys on my team just keeps chirping them, keeps barking for no reason. And after the game, the guy Larry's so nice. He's like, "Hey man, it was a really good game. Man, thanks a lot." I'm like, "Dude, we beat you by like 3 touchdowns." And I'll never forget listening to guys talk. I said, "Hey Larry, how about if I play in your team next year? They're the worst team in the league, and we win the championship." He's like, "I've been in this league. We will never win a championship." I'm like, "Yes, just let me bring a couple guys." I said, "But I drink a lot, and you own a gas station that has alcohol in it, beer. If you bring all the beer I can drink, I will show up to every game drunk, and we will dominate." So me and 2 of my buddies join the team. We get a few other guys, and we play my old team in the championship game next year, okay? And I'm being such an ass, I go up with a wooden bat to make a point because I would joke that they had these illegal bats. Dude, for 2 or 3 years, all these guys talked about was winning a slow-pitch softball championship. There's something about winning with people, and I'm like that. Like, dude, I went to Eastern Connecticut State University. My mom raised me by herself. She worked 3 jobs. She did not breathe like, I love my mom as a person, but she was never like, "Go get it. You're going to be successful." I'm asking my mom, I said, "What do you think I'm going to do the rest of my life?" She goes, "You mean after prison?" Seriously. I had my dad on a podcast. I was like, "What do you think I was going to do in my life?" Because I just asked him. He's like, "I figured you served most of it in prison. Like, you like to drink, use drugs, fight guys. Then, I figured something bad would happen, drinking and driving. I thought you'd do something stupid. I thought you'd be in prison." Andrew, when you look at, and I don't share all that for any entertainment, share it because it's true. Like, when you look at people, you can almost see when most or all people have given up on them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you're the most dangerous. So if you are out there and you're like, "Man, people giving up on me. Nobody believes I can do it."
We do.
We do. And I was on with, I got to give him credit for it. He's the one who said it. Erwin McManus. Do you know who he is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so he's a very accomplished pastor, businessman, California. Pastor Matthew connected with him. I've seen a lot of his stuff. Very well-spoken, very articulate, and he's also just really smart. And we're talking on this podcast, and he says, when the push, so we have a push. You had a push. My dad died. My stepdad died. My mom worked all these jobs. Other things in your life that you can speak to better than I can. I had a push.
Yeah.
My mom was like, but when you find something in your life that pulls you as opposed to pushes you, and you allow the pull to be greater than the push, because the push means you'll never enjoy it. Like, if you're only doing it because I'm being pushed my whole life, like, I got to be great, I got to be great. Once you have your family, everybody, you want your mom, like, that's a pull that where you can enjoy it, and now you're not being pushed, you're being pulled, and you want to go there, kind of deal. Because when you find yourself beating whatever those things are, people call them their demons, they're this or that, beating whatever it is they're dealing with in their own lives,
Mm-hmm.
like. And all of a sudden you realize, like, for me, my big pull has always been everybody else. Like, how can we get all these people to do better?
Yeah.
Like, how do we do that? When you see where we're going, if let's just say we just met. You've been in the business for quite some time now, 15, 16 years. And I'm looking at the life insurance business. If I were to say, "Hey, Andrew, in 2025, why should I be so excited about the life insurance industry?" How would you, in 2 or 3 sentences, how would you summarize why anybody looking at the business, people in it obviously, but people looking at it should be so excited about it?
Well, I've called all my friends and everybody I know, and I'll tell you what I'm telling them. A lot of my family now is licensed and selling recently. My friends going back from, I just called my friend the other day. He drives Uber Eats. I'm like, dude, you have to get your license. You can work from home. You can dude, I'll get you the cheap leads to start. You don't have to spend any money. I'll get you some cheap leads. You got to spend some time calling them, but it's going to be less time than Uber Eats all day long. And what I'm telling is, I'm going, okay, you don't have you can travel and you can go see people, or you can sell over the phone, or you can sell on Zoom. Leads have never been like this. You could get a $20 brand new IUL lead. They know why you're calling.
Can you please, for just quickly, tell them how leads were 15, 16, 12 years ago?
Well, when I started, it was 2008.
Me
And
too.
I was calling like leads that were super old.
How
and,
old?
Like 3 years.
At least.
Yeah, and then the people would be like, I don't live there. Or like, I lost that house.
And I don't remember because it was 4 years ago.
Yeah, like I lost the house. A lot of times it would be I lost the house.
I know. I used to be like, that's perfect. So we have renter's coverage for you. Make sure your apartment, you need the money in case you die, even if you're renting something.
Yeah, and dude, but we were trained to still pitch. Like,
Yeah.
And like still try to help them with an insurance policy.
Mm-hmm.
You can work multiple states. You can work different time zones. You can call in Hawaii. You can call in Alaska. You can call on the East Coast, on the West Coast. So you literally one of my good friends growing up, one of my best friends growing up, he has a good job.
Okay.
He didn't want to leave his job. He just got licensed. He's writing probably 10 policies a week. He kept his job. He runs a few hours in the evening, some hours in the morning, the weekends. He's like, dude, I never thought I would make this much money, and I still have my job, and I still have my benefits, and I'm still doing this on the side. How fast you can get paid, that's another thing. It's like, dude, you can get paid in a couple days. The product lineup, I like National Life Group a lot now.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't talked to you about this, but like we're loving writing IULs with them and F&G.
Okay.
In the right situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dude, I haven't seen it be this easy in a long time. And so everybody I'm talking to, real estate. And what's funny is I recently sold a few houses and like they fell out of escrow. The agent didn't get paid. We had to relist it. It was like a 90-day thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you could do an IUL.
I lived it
with living benefits, and it can build cash value. It can give them life insurance. It can do all these cool things. You could submit it. You can get paid in a couple days, and it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And then the leads. Okay, so let's say you're brand new. You could get $101 leads.
Okay.
Let's say you have no money. Like I'm brand new. I don't have money to invest.
Yep.
You get $101 leads. Do you think you could sell 1 out of 100?
I'm 100% sure anybody, if they called them, can sell 1 out of 100.
Okay. Now let's say you make a sale. Then you can get $20 brand new leads. And the new agents I'm working with, they're getting $20 brand new leads every single week. The people know why you're calling. And it's like, you just call them and help them.
Well, I think also, too, and that's why I've been so excited about IUL business, purely because one of the first things I wrote on myself was an IUL policy. I wrote it with F&G. They didn't have it. It wasn't the way it is now.
Yeah.
Took me, that thing probably took 9 weeks to approve, to be honest with you. Be straight up with you. So I wasn't excited because I'm like, man, I don't know how to meet with people and tell them I'll see you in 2 months. I don't know how to do that. Or I don't want to do that. And then what if something happens to them in the interim, they get sick or they die? I don't want to play with that. But now, when you look at the fact that I tell people all the time, everybody's a lead now.
Dude.
Now everybody's a lead. Because before I needed you to understand the value of life insurance, not the power of whatever else it can do for you, purely the value. And there's still tons of people, believe me, that understand the value of it. But now you get everybody that sees the value, then you get everybody sees or what I need to have, because I have to have it, and then also what the product can do for me. And then I can have a tax-free retirement option, and then I can make, like, all of a sudden now everybody becomes a client. And the reality really is the lead pool opens up, which is why I can get it for $20, because everybody out there's not very many people that are like, when I read Patrick Kelly's tax-free retirement, that's when I wrote an IUL myself because the people that hired me said I should. So I did. When I read Patrick Kelly's book, I started calling everybody. And I bought cases of it. And I would write you an IUL, give you the book, ask you to give it to somebody else. And I started writing, but again, it took so long, they didn't have the process they have now. I agree with you. I don't think it's ever been better opportunity. As you look at building your business, what are a couple things? Because, we got annual convention coming up. And I want you to not only, listen, I know you believe it's valuable. I've known you since 2008. Weird to think you were 17 and that I was 36. You know what I mean? Like, weird. I was your age.
Yeah, dude. I thought about it the other day.
That's weird.
That's
like,
crazy.
I was your age, and now you're meeting 19-year-olds, and you're like, it's just. So I understand that you understand the value of it, believe me. Help people promote convention. I remember a guy we used to work with, John, who, while he had been in a lot of businesses and said a lot of things that were interesting and clichéic, he was super smart, super good dude. And he said to me, Shawn, it's all about if you promote the events the best, you'll have the best results.
That's true.
And it is. Help people promote the event to their team, to their friends, to their family. What do we do over the next few weeks here to get more people into Dallas?
Well, I was going to leave the industry because I sucked.
Okay. When was this?
I was like 19 years old.
How long you been doing it for?
I've been doing this for 17 years now.
No, but how long at that point in time?
Oh, like a year.
So you're a year in.
Yeah, I'm a year
dialing, running appointments.
Chargebacks.
I'm going to quit.
I'm going to quit. Yeah.
Okay.
And then my mom was like, well, like, didn't you already pay? It's funny. This is funny. Didn't you already paid for this conference, the flight? I was like, yeah, I don't want to lose that money that I paid for the flight. Like, I'll just go. And then my mom was also like, you shouldn't quit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because your mom's not a quitter.
Yeah, she's like, no. You shouldn't just throw the towel in. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go. So I went and I made this list of like, which people might think this is corny, but I'm like, okay. And this actually tricked me because I wouldn't go talk to people normally. But I made this list of producers, and I'm like, I'm going to go ask them about their schedules.
So on the flight or before the flight, you're like, since I'm going, I'm going to do something constructive.
Yeah.
I still might quit, but I'm going to ask these fools what they're doing because I'm not winning.
Yeah. Okay. So I went and I found other people that were young because I was like, people don't even listen to me. Like, they're just like, who's this kid trying to sell me insurance? And so I would go up to him and I'd be like, what do you do to get people to listen to you? How do you write annuities if you're young? How do you get people to listen to you to write annuities? What's your schedule? The biggest thing for me was what's your schedule? Because I would do like, how many appointments do you run? What type of leads do you run? So I spent a lot of time doing that. And then I realized, like, dude, I'm making this thing way too complicated.
Yeah.
I'm overthinking it, which I do. I am an overthinker.
That's true.
And I'm like, okay, so I'm just overthinking everything. Like, I just need to simplify everything. And then I came home and I just made a new schedule, a new plan. And then someone said they're like, you can't fail if you don't quit. Like, shoot, I'm not going to quit. Yeah.
Sounds good to me. I ain't quitting. Then I won't fail. I'm good.
So I went back, made a new schedule, and it was funny because I progressively got better. So I went from being shy and people almost like bullying me to I would call you up and I go, hey, they go, who's this? I go, I'm your new insurance agent. We're gonna save you money on your policy or get you an additional one. You fill out this form. It says your birth date is 7/6/52.
Done.
Yeah. How young are you? Blah, blah. Totally having fun, completely different confidence through the roof, dude. Go into somebody's house and go, what are you here for? Oh, we're going to save you money today. And we're going to make sure if something happens to you that your house is paid off. And we're going to do it in like 15 minutes because I have more people to see. And it's just like, dude, it was like completely different. But that was like, we went through all my appointment books and everything. That was 10. You've gone on just as many appointments, 10,000 plus appointments.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, and then someone at that conference was like, okay, if things are going bad, it's probably you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized like I had like 40 no sales in a row. Like, is that possible for it not to be me?
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
You're the only one at every appointment. The only constant is you at every appointment.
Yeah. So then they're like, okay, so just run more appointments faster till you get a lay down, and then it'll reset your whole mindset. So I just go, okay, I'm going to keep going through the numbers, even though my head's all messed up, until I get a lay down, and then I would be like fixed. Like, I'd be like, okay, this does work again, and then go back and help people.
Because I think that's the other thing is you don't know where people are at. And I think for me, I got my license June of 08. When did you get yours?
Like beginning of 08.
Okay, so you're 6 months, 4 or 5 months for me. I went to that following event, and what struck me was there wasn't anything talked about, displayed, trained on that I couldn't do. And then there wasn't anything talked about, portrayed or displayed that everybody couldn't do. So once that hit me, I was like, this is duplicatable. I remember driving back. We drove Econoline vans down there, 3 of them, packed to the gills with like 17 guys in each. And I just remember on the way back being so excited because I'm like, it validated the fact that this was real. Like I was already making some money, I was doing it very much part-time, but I was like, unless all these people are completely full of it, this is a pretty amazing business.
Yeah.
And then what I knew was to get as many people to the events as I always could. So for you out there, everybody watching, plus everybody deserves an opportunity. Now, we charge about nothing for it. I used to pay $1,500 to go to the event, to get the seating, to do the thing. But at the end of the day, we're really excited about, and people always say to me, like they'll tell me about events and they'll remember the speakers that came in, right? Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But dude, I could not tell you one of those paid speakers. Now, we have some great ones. Deion Sanders is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear from my baby. It's going to be unfreaking believable. Grover's unbelievable. I love Eric Thomas. Always been a fan of Eric Thomas. I love Dave Anderson. We have some amazing people. We pay quite a bit of money to come in and speak. And on Saturday night when Deion's there, there's many people there just to hear Deion. And there's nothing wrong with that. Prime time's there. They're excited. But I can tell you I remember certain people being on stage saying certain things. And I never told you this, but I can remember you being on stage at an event. And what struck me was you were having fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm having fun, but I don't know if the people around me are having fun or know I'm having fun. That dude's having fun. I don't know if he's high on stage.
No, I wasn't.
I don't think you were, but I know you, but I didn't know you. And I'm like, dude, he's a different dude. But I was like, he's having fun.
Yeah.
He's in the moment. Like he's enjoying what he's doing. And I can remember thinking like, dude, I enjoy it too, like immensely. And, it's funny. I was talking to Grady the other day and he was like, man, remember when you used to get on these group chats on Christmas Eve and like list the 76,000 things we needed to do? And he's like, I'm trying to wrap presents with my kids thinking it's Christmas Eve, dude, like calm down. And we need to do this. I said, you know why I did that? He was like, no, I said, I was scared. I was scared that people were what you said earlier, Andrew. You were scared. I was scared for everybody else. What if they take 8, 10, 12 days off and don't recover?
Mm-hmm.
What if they do that? I knew I was going to run business either way. I was good. But I'm like, what if they take that time off? And will they be able to make up for it? Momentum's an ugly thing when you lose it. Really ugly thing. So, all right. So if I were to ask you, what's the thing you're the most excited about as it pertains to annual convention for you, Andrew Taylor? This one,
I'm
2025.
I'm excited to learn from these amazing agents that are. I'm excited about the guest speakers, but I'm more excited about the managers and the agents here. Like, dude, what Jay Mask is doing.
Unbelievable.
I mean, how old is he?
23.
23.
24.
Yeah, I mean, what he's doing is crazy. Like, his offices are packed at 7 a.m. with 100 people making sales. So I want to hear from these guys. And dude, I even have people come in here, and I learn from what they're doing, and then we go do it. Like, so I'm excited to actually go there and learn from all these agents. And dude, I think I've probably wanted to quit this industry maybe 50 times.
I always love when you share that. Yeah. Like a lot.
And then, but I'll go to these events and it'll reset my perspective. It will, I can reset my goals. I can realize some of this, dude, realize that everybody's going through stuff.
Yeah. You're not alone.
You're not alone.
No.
So it's like, okay, they're going through stuff. They put it aside and they're productive. And then I kind of learned that like, it's easier to work hard than to not work hard. Because not working hard can be really
a lot of
painful.
Work. And a lot of work. Because you got to find stuff to do when you're not working hard.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'd rather just pick which hard I want.
Mm-hmm.
So all those different things. So I would go back and go, okay, this kind of resets me. So if you're on the fence about going, whatever the reason you're not going is, besides very few reasons, like you recently had a death in the family.
You're having a baby on that day.
You're having a baby on that day.
Like, please don't. Go have your baby. Yeah.
But other than that, use the excuse to go instead of using it not to go. So if you're like, okay, I don't have somebody to watch my dog. Okay, you should go. And that way you can figure out how to have someone take good care of your dog when you're gone. Or I don't have childcare. Well, if it's really inconvenient to talk your parents into watching them or to talk your sister into watching them or whatever, that way you can go and you can get to where you want to be. And dude, I would never be here if I didn't go to these FFL trainings ever. I'd be gone. Like, dude, you could go down a negative.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not you, but me. I go down a negative road in my
I think
head.
most people can.
Yeah.
And you're alone.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, dude. You find yourself thinking, man. And again, I stay so obnoxiously crazy busy. But yeah, dude, it's like, but I know I can. And then you get there and it's like, and what you said earlier, dude, I was trying to learn always. Like, I don't care if I was like the #1 producer, you know, and I'll never like forget giving I used to put leaderboards on my fridge for my kids to see. They'd be like, Dad, who's that? And I'm like, that's that guy. Then my son would be like, you're going to beat him, right? I'm like, yep, I'm going to get, or like, Dad, how come they have this? Like, how did they get there? And it was just getting them to understand competition and why we were fighting so hard and what we were trying to do. I mean, it's you know, again, in last year when Shannon was speaking at the very last day, there was not one seat open. When Deion's there will not be one seat open, and we had too many people that registered and like couldn't get in because you only have so many seats, and you can't tell them you're going to bring in 800 more people because of occupancy and fire hazards and codes.
Dude, this is a $10,000 event.
I know it is, and you had to pay like $99 or something like that.
$99.
Yeah, a couple bucks for Starbucks for each day. Yeah. You know, and but I think so you got to get registered. We need to get people there. Come in with an open mind. When I look at us sitting here, this office might be bigger than my corporate office was at the beginning in Connecticut. We sure as heck. This would have been the most expensive thing in the entire complex, parking lot, or any of the buildings, this table right here. But if you had asked me if we would be sitting here doing something like this, I would tell you I hoped so, and I did believe we would.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited about 25. I'm excited about where we're going. We made a lot of amazing changes. It keeps getting better, and that's our deal, is to keep it getting better. And I think that, it's kind of funny because in a virtual world, I think we have a really good, alignment right now in synergy with where everybody is. And I think what you talked about earlier, everybody just wants to help everybody.
Yeah.
They just want to see him win. And if you've not met Andrew Taylor, you need to come to the event and meet him. He loves to talk to people, so come up and talk to them and find them, bring them. What's your favorite thing to drink, Andrew?
Alcohol?
Okay, not alcohol. How about non-alcoholic? Okay. Here we go.
That was just a weird question.
He wants tequila. Well, like, can they bring you? A coffee or a soda?
Oh, I like coffee, yeah.
You like coffee? What do you like in it?
I usually just have
black coffee?
Yeah.
Okay, he's weird like that. Yeah, bring him a black coffee.
A black coffee or I don't know.
You want a Danish? You drink no donuts. Bring him a black coffee. I'll give you all the advice you could want.
Yeah.
As I always say, people are like, oh my God, I really appreciate it. I'm like, yep, you get all this. I want you to make all that money, get your award, and I just want a Diet Mountain Dew. I'll be good. Life is really good. So we're excited. We're excited for the first couple of days. We're excited for the award ceremony on Friday. That was a really good change that we're doing it that way. We love that. And we just can't wait to see y'all in Dallas. So, Andrew, I appreciate you. We would not be the company we are today without you. I can guarantee you that. And it's been one hell of a journey full of a lot of laughs and fears and tears and learning. It is what change, it is what it is. But thank you and appreciate y'all all for watching today. So we'll see you all in Dallas here in a few weeks.